Timmy. What? Daddy just getting his coffee. He'll be back. No. He'll be back. Hey. Come on. Oh my. Why, y'all? I didn't know he turned it on. He went in to get his coffee, but I didn't know he turned it on. How is everybody? We're kind of early, I guess. But that's okay. I mean, I'm here. Buddy, come back around here now. You're on the wrong side. Yeah. We got a nice breeze going. It's like 86, but a nice breeze going. Beautiful out today. And I know some of you in the northern area, they're not quite as beautiful. I just talked to my brother up in Illinois, and he says it's about 50 there. So, you know, springs are coming. That's all I can say, just hang in there, springs are coming. But we're going to have some 90-degree weather this week, which not bad, but it's really nice right now. Like I said, it's 86. I think that's what my phone said, and we got a nice breeze going through here, so not bad at all. Yeah. And I said that kind of weather's not bad as long as, you know, we got a little shade here. We got the awning out, and I said it feels pretty good. Patrick says hello, Skip and Sue, from a friend in Canada who has been watching you for years. Well, thank you, Patrick. We're glad you stuck with us. You know, we have a lot of people that watch us, and they come down here, and once they get involved in all the stuff there is, activities and things to do here, why they really don't have time for all this YouTube stuff. So I'm glad you stuck with us.
See all the love bugs by the front door?
Yes, and they gravitate to white for some reason. We got tons of love bugs this year. Last year we didn't hardly see any, but this year they're coming out fierce. And if y'all don't know, May and September is our love bug season, and they don't harm anything. I mean, they will mess up your car if it sticks on there for very long. So they're always saying, you know, make sure you wash them off. But other than that, you know, they don't bite and don't tear up your bushes or anything that I know of. So they're just a nuisance. There's a lot of them around the pool usually, because that's all white up there and all the chairs are white. And I see them a lot at gas stations. And I don't know if it's the smell of the gas or what that brings them in, but I see a lot of them at gas stations. But we got a lot of them here by the front door. And like I said, our front door is white. And so, like I said, they gravitate to white for some reason. It's driving Buddy crazy. But when you see them, you see two at a time. You know, there's two stuck together. That's why they call them love bugs. But like I said, they're just more of a nuisance than anything. I said, get used to them because they come every year. I said, last 2 years has been really, really light. Been really light the last couple of years, but it seems like they're right on time this year. So, hey, Rich from Warminster, Pennsylvania, 65 degrees and raining. Well, I wish we were getting that rain. I'll tell you, I hate for it to rain. But like I said, we're in a severe drought, and you know we've had our watering down to 1 day a week, and it's not good for the grass. It's not good for the flowers. I've been doing all the flowers, been watering by hand, and so I haven't put any more out than what I've got right now because I've had to water all of them. And I think that watering thing, I think it lasts until, I'm not sure if it's June 1st or July 1st, but June 1st is when our rainy season starts. So let's hope we get some rain. You know, we haven't had any much so far, so not enough to get us out of the drought. Jerry says, Porch sweating today. Yep, it's going to be one of those days, Jerry. But we do have a good breeze going, so it won't be too bad. And yeah, and I did say wash. Billy says you can put Pam cooking spray on your car for easy cleanup of the love bugs. Okay, I've heard that. There's some other things that I've heard people talk about, and I said just be careful what you use. You don't want to ruin your car. And I said if you've got a golf cart, if you've got plexiglass windows or the plexiglass shades on either side, don't be using cleaners. Use a peroxide to get them off. But they say they'll do something to the paint on your car. I've never seen it happen, but you'd have to have a heck of a lot of them. I remember when we was coming back from one of our trips, coming back in the motorhome, and the whole grill of that motorhome was just covered with love bugs. So, let's see. Hey, Kevin and Lavinia Allen says, hey, y'all. Matt and Lavinia here from Virginia. Currently, light rain and 63. Well, that's not bad. That's spring weather. So, you guys are in good shape. I was just surprised at how chilly it was in Chicago when I talked to my brother. Saying it's 50 degrees. And, of course, he was riding his bike, so he thought it was really nice weather. Like I'm used to Florida. 50's cold to me. But yeah, 63 for Virginia. That's not bad this time of year. It's the early May, so by the end of the month maybe you'll have really good weather. And our weather, it seems like the middle of April it just goes from cold to hot. We have a couple days in between, but that's mostly what it is. Vicky in Paradise says hello, y'all, from South Central PA. Definitely raining here today. Well, I said you need the rain. You don't have to like it. It's dreary. I said a couple days of rain, and I'm a pain in the butt. I know, because I missed my son. But we need the rain. Yeah, and everybody needs the rain to make things grow. And you don't believe how much. I think we're like 4 inches short of where we should be this time of year, if not more. And last week when we did get a little rain, we got some rain, but most of the rain went north and south. I mean, we had a storm, really, really bad wind, but we didn't get that much rain. Enough to kind of wet everything down, that's about it. But north and south of us got tons of rain. So we're just in that little spot, I guess. Yeah, bicycles out. Laura says hello from the village of Pine Ridge, 85 and sunny. My first Porch Settin since moving to the villages.
Isn't that where Laura's at?
It's Laura talking.
Oh.
Good to see you made it here. Somewhere in the Sun made it last night too, so she's here. Like I said, we got a few more coming in, so I'm waiting to hear from everybody. And I know some of you girls are all getting together this week. That's wonderful. That's kind of what we do this for. You got friends here, and it makes a difference when you first get here. Somebody can show you around, show you the ropes, and
what do you want, buddy?
And somebody do something with. I was thinking about going to see Devil Wears Prada, and I know I can wait and it'll be on TV before long. But I kind of like going to the movies, and they don't have very many movies anymore. We've only got the one theater left in Lake Sumter, but I just like that idea, going to the movies, having popcorn
here
and a Coke, and just being out. I love being out. So, but yeah, it's one of those things. I hated that they shut our movie theaters down, most of them, but with streaming, people don't go to the theater that much anymore. And I said, I like it because it's just a day out, but it is really convenient to be able to stream it on the TV. So if you're can't sleep in the middle of the night, you can always turn on a movie, that kind of thing. So it is really convenient. But Kathy Jacobson says it's flipping cold for May here in Minnesota. Too cold to start planting. Well, you know, we always, we never could plant until, well, it's usually Mother's Day, which, like I said, Skip's birthday's on the 11th. And I said, it falls on Mother's Day every once in a while. And so we always waited till his birthday to plant anything. And my son, bless his heart, he's always in a hurry. He loved planting, and he was always in a hurry. And I can't tell you how many times he's had to replant his tomatoes because he wanted to get them in the ground. But then they'd have a cold snap up there, and that'd be it. So, but yeah, it's a shame. Like I said, the weather it's been weird all year, so we don't know what to expect for summer. And I said, we're getting our 90s now, but that's not unusual for May here. So, but we had such a cold winter that nobody even wants to think about it. No. Denise. Okay. Oh, Denise is wishing Laura a speedy recovery. Pastor at my former church in Chicago had this done yesterday. Okay. Well, I said Laura fell when she first got here. The day she got here, she fell and banged her elbow, I think. And she went to orthopedic doctor the other day, and they put her in a sling. She's got a hairline fracture somewhere along her arm there, so they put her in a sling. And other than that, I think it's going to be fine. If they didn't need a cast or anything like that, so. But and I said, if you need help unpacking boxes, Laura, just call me. I'll come help you. I know how that'd be with a sling, trying to do that kind of stuff. But yeah, and I said I seen on the Facebook page, I seen all your friends and people you worked with up in Chicago, Laura. They're all wishing you well, and you'll have to invite some of them down when you get settled in and see what they think. Maybe you can talk some of them into coming down here with you. That'd be cool. Yeah, and she said, I only wear the sling at home. And you're welcome. I'm serious. If you need help, you call me. And I'm not the only one out there. You know, all these Discord ladies, they said, we'd be ready to help you in a minute. So what's going on in the world today? I've been busy. Haven't been able to look at much news or anything. Anything going on important?
All the Democrat people in Indiana, other than one, got voted out.
Really?
Yep.
Well, live and learn.
Well, you know, when you come up with nutty ideas, you can expect it.
Billy says, I've got 18 tomato plants here in Fruitland Park. I had over 100 before the freeze. All are full of fruit. Well, good. I said, to get 18 tomato plants down here to grow, and I know you're outside the villages, but I don't know if you're on well water or what have you, but the serious heat here, you have to water constantly. And if they're directly in the sun, now up north we wanted them to be directly in the sun, but down here it just gets too hot. And I said, you see a lot of them splitting and all because, like I said, just too much sun. I had a neighbor that planted his in his flower beds all the way around his house. He planted tomatoes and green peppers, and boy, they were good. But his flower beds were kind of covered by the eave of his house, so they got some sunshine, but they got some shade too. But he had some really, really good vegetables. Bless his heart, he's not here anymore, but they shared when they were there. Oh, Catherine. Oh, she says she's so envious of the plants and flowers. They're getting raggedy looking. And like I said, I don't normally plant petunias because of that, because you have to cut them back all the time to keep them from getting leggy. That's what they call it. And I'm used to having vincas, you know, and the vincas just flower and reflower and reflower. I don't have to go around and deadhead all the flowers. And petunias is okay in a flower bed, but you know, in a pot, they're a lot more work. But okay. Jerry said something about calling questions. I don't know what that's about, so. Hey, Craig. Craig the sailor, and Nicole. Oh yes, and yeah, go visit the WrestleMania channel. He's a very good videographer, and like I said, they do some good shows. I think he's still probably working on video of the cruise, but they do a lot of other things, and they do product placement and reviews, product reviews and stuff like that. They go to wineries, but they have a good show. So check out WrestleMania. Laura says, in the courtyard villa I'm renting, 3 bushes in the front look dead. The out-of-state landlord is going on vacation. I would think I will tell her when she returns from vacation. Yeah, and we've got a couple that are, but we knew they were. The freeze got them, and they have to be dug up, but they're so big, I can't dig them up. So when Chano's going to come and do the big bushes out back, and so I'm going to have him dig them up when he comes, and just get rid of them. Because Skip said I planted them over a water pipe or something. But they're hibiscus, and they just didn't survive the winter. Billy says, we have city water here, so I pull several gallons and let them sit for a while. Well, that's what I say. You know, we always had well water. This is the first time we've ever had city water. We've always had well water, and we've never had a problem with any of the plants. And especially since we have the water softener now, I really wasn't sure what that would do to some of my plants. But so far, so good. But I really did like the well water better. Now, Karen says, I started working at the Street of Dreams, and it's been going well. Well, good. Karen, you're not at Olympia anymore, I guess. What do you do at the Street of Dreams? You just welcome people? I'm not sure. I took a bus tour down there on the Street of Dreams at one of those areas. But it's been a while, and I probably should go take another one because they've got them in newer areas now, but just haven't had time. And yeah, Lauren wants to know what you're doing at the Street of Dreams. Okay, and Rester says the Cozumel cruise video will be out Saturday. Okay. And Peter says, did Wrestler post his video with Ira yet? Well, he'll have to answer that. Because I haven't looked, so. Oh, we have a super chat. So we have a super chat. Have you not got your phone?
It's over there.
Okay. From My Journey with the Badge.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, love listening to you guys. Well, thanks, guys.
He's a retired cop, and he does videos of other cops, and they talk about things that they done while they were cops.
Yeah, interesting. Oh, Karen says she's a lobby host. Oh, that'd be cool. I know last time when we took the bus tour, Judy and I went, and the lady inside that was a lobby host in Sawgrass, and she knew all of us from the internet, from YouTube, and she was so sweet, really, really nice.
Who?
Some lady that was a greeter down at the bus stop for the Street of Dreams. And Peter, yeah, Wrestler said it'll be a while before the Ira video. Have a few more cruise videos yet. But he said, thanks for asking. Joseph Smith said, the wife has been retired 1 week today, and we're spending the day buying flowers and vegetables for her garden. Well, that's nice, Joseph. You know, we have that urge every spring to get out and do the flowers. And I'm a flower person. I love my flowers. And I said, they're not the best in the world. And I promised Skip that I wouldn't do down here what I did up north. And I had flowers all the way around the house. And we had our garden. We quit doing vegetables and when I quit canning. we quit doing vegetables, and we had the whole garden full of flowers. So I could bring flowers in every day. It was wonderful. And I promised him I wouldn't do that here. But yeah, and like I said, that my journey with the badge, and I said, you have to go check out that site too, because if you think about it, that has to be really, really interesting. I mean, think about what all the police have to go through and all the crazies there is nowadays. But thank you for the super chat. We really appreciate it. And Laura says she'll have to take the trolley tour from Eastport after I finish unpacking. Well, yeah, you decide to go, holler, because like I said, I haven't took this one yet. I took one before, but it didn't go to the area that they go to now. So kind of cool to see all the different types of houses and the areas themselves. And I said, let's take the trolley tour, and then we'll go to Eastport and have lunch. How's that? Let's see.
Gina Bina.
Yeah.
I just think that's a funny name.
Well, her name is Gina, so,
Huh?
her name is Gina.
I met them over at
Yeah.
Jose's thing. Now I know who they are.
And Kevin says, I'm working as a handyman home watchman, and I'm on next door. Well, bless your heart, I bet you just stay busy around here, because everybody needs a handyman anymore. I said, just
Handyman around here, I got a name from Linda to put in an extra wall plug, but handymen around here, it's hard to find them. The guy that'll do different things. I'm not just one guy to do one thing. And I think Kevin started doing that. He did a favor for one of his neighbors, and then another neighbor came over and says, well, can you do this? And he did that, and now it's spread to the point where I think he said he's like 30 days out.
Yeah, and I said, because a lot of people can't climb ladders anymore and put stuff in the attic, any of that kind of stuff. So yeah, handymans are really needed around here, and put in a ceiling fan, all that kind of stuff. They're really needed, and Kevin's handy at that kind of stuff. So let's see.
Somebody had a knee replacement. I just seen it.
We know one of our neighbors did. No, she had a hip replacement.
I'm just reading it on here. It says, hello, I'm 4 weeks. Here it is. Denise Kills.
Oh, Denise? Really?
I'm just reading what it says on here.
Okay, I did not
And
see
you
that.
have it too.
Well, I haven't, evidently ain't got to that part, unless I'm past it.
Maybe I'm too far down.
Well. Yep. Oh, and Laura says she'll give you a call, Kevin, because she don't climb ladders anymore. Yeah, that's a big deal. I haven't been allowed to climb a ladder for several years now, because I fell out of the garage ladder, and kind of boogered myself up. So, I kind of keep the two step stools is about all. That's why I had somebody paint the house this year, and I've always done my own painting, but I never could get the high part anyhow. Skip always had to do that, but yeah, I can't get up on a ladder and paint anymore. So that's why I said handymans are really in great demand here.
Yeah, but you got to find them first.
Well, yeah, there are a lot of them, but
There ain't a
to
lot
have
of 'em.
some that you know are
I'm
dependable.
not talking about the guy that lives in some little town around here. His name's, whatever. And then you call the guy up, and he promised you be there Monday at 8 o'clock, and Monday noon you're still sitting at home waiting for him.
That's what I said. You want. We go by referrals because we want somebody that's
I go by the
dependable.
guy that does it as a full-time job, not the guy that does it on the weekends.
Wow. But yeah, there's a lot of them that do it, but make sure you get the right one, because you could have serious problems with somebody that don't know what they're doing. And the guy that you got the name from, Linda, he was also an electrician.
I got it from Linda.
Yeah, he was also an electrician.
He's also an electrician, yeah.
Yeah. But if you just
But I don't know if he does anything else.
Yeah.
But his card says handyman.
Yeah. When I said there are a lot of them around, but you want somebody that's dependable, that you know they know what they're
But
doing.
he also told me, he says, I only do referrals only. He said, I don't take phone calls from just random people. If it's not a referral, he said, I got so many things to do. He said, I can only take referrals. He said, if you hadn't have told me that Linda give you that number, he said, I would not have called you back.
Right.
So I don't know if that's a good way to do business either.
Well, and you couldn't get a hold of him last time, so it, you know.
No, I couldn't.
Yeah, so like I said, he's either covered up or he's quit. Laura says the Advanced Center for Healthcare next to the Brownwood Hotel is quite the impressive building. It is. It's really nice, and a couple of my doctors are down there, and like I said, they got a coffee shop in there. They've got a drugstore in there. It's really, really nice. And I like the way they do business, or did. It's Centerville now, so I don't know how much is going to change. I know they've lost some people, some doctors and some nurses and what have you because of the change. And I don't know if that was voluntary or, you know, if they've been laid off or what, but hoping not too much has changed. But yeah, that is an impressive building. But if you notice around here, the villages don't spare when it comes to building that kind of stuff. I mean, look at all the sales centers. Like I said, those buildings, I just think all of them are absolutely beautiful, and it's stuff that you wouldn't find in an ordinary place. That's what I like about them. So, the one at Brownwood, the sales center, has the best leather chair I have ever been in. And that's goofy, I know, but it's a rocker recliner, leather, and I said you just sink into that leather. It's so comfortable. I would sit there and fall asleep. I mean, every time I sit down, I'd fall asleep.
They still give out free popcorn at the sales center?
I haven't been in there for a while, but I think
Coffee?
I think they still do. They say I haven't been in there for a while, so. Okay. Rester says sometimes the chat jumps and the comments jump forward sometimes, so Sue doesn't see them. It happens to me too. Not something that we try, just so you all know. Okay, and yeah, I think that's what happened because I never did see Denise Kill's message. Kevin says he does a lot of weeding and hedge trimming and power washing. Yeah. But he says he doesn't go door to door. Yeah. Well, like I said, they're at a, people want so many of those that there's a lot of them around, but not that many that's dependable. And like I said, when somebody knows you're dependable, they'll be calling you all the time.
Well, he did one job. He was telling me about it. I don't know who it was or anything. Ain't none of my business, and I really don't care. But I told him, I said, I would never have done that. I just had one of them jobs that I just politely say, I don't do that. Somebody ordered something, probably from Amazon, furniture, came in, who knows, how many boxes, because you got to put it all together when it comes from Amazon.
Yeah.
She decided she didn't want it, and she has to pack it back up to send it back. Problem is, the cardboard box that it came in has all been ripped up now. So she calls Kevin to somehow put all the stuff back, because you know when it's in a box, everything's got a place. This goes over here, this goes over here. They get it in the smallest boxes they can. And now they got to put it all back together. So he has to make boxes. I don't know how he made boxes or how they done it or anything, but I guess they got it all packed up and got it shipped back, but I would never get into that. That just sounds like too much trouble.
Well, he says he has a client that owns 3 homes. And yeah, you'll run into that because a lot of people down here, they've got investment properties here, and it comes in handy. But they want somebody reliable, you know, to fix stuff. And once you become their reliable guy, they're going to call you. There's all kinds of things that need to be done.
We do too. We keep their cards. Everybody has a card. Everybody. If they don't have a card, I'd be real suspicious. And phone numbers. And so whenever we need anything, if I needed my gutter fixed or something, which I don't, but if I did, I'd call Stipes because I know Stipes. Yeah. If I needed, I don't even know anymore. If I needed something else done, I'd call somebody I've used in the past because I know I can trust them.
Yeah, and I said we the things that we've had done, because we're going on 12 years here, and some of the stuff we've had done, like having the what? This is our 11th year.
I thought we was in this house for 14 years.
No, 2014.
Okay.
So in October it'll be 12 years. But you know, like having our driveway painted, having
call
our
Romaldo.
floors put in.
I call Romaldo.
Yeah,
Floors,
and
Roberto.
and Nova Filters. I mean, we can't say enough good about Nova Filters. They're just a wonderful company, and they take good care of you. So yeah, we have a lot of vendors that we rely on, that we trust, and when people ask for referrals, you know, we don't feel bad about referring these people because we know the work they do, and how they handle their customers, and that they're reliable.
Not saying they're the cheapest,
No,
just saying they're reliable.
that's right.
And they're good at what they do. And they show up when they say they're going to show up. You're going to find in old Florida, it's still around, not as prevalent as it used to be, but old Florida's still around.
Let's see. I'm still looking for the, oh well. Looking for Denise's message, and I still don't find it, so I don't know. Kevin, you are a handyman who does not do doors.
He doesn't do doors.
Well, he said he didn't go door to door. So, I understand. But yeah, it comes in handy. You know, up north we had a guy. You know, if you have a guy that does everything. You know, we had a guy that did the lawn, a guy that did the roof. You know, you always have a guy that does that kind of thing. When you come down here, you don't. There's a million of them, but you don't know which ones are reliable, and which one will do a good job. So, you know, it's kind of one of the things we do. We rely on our vendors to keep everything in shape. And if y'all ever have a problem with the vendor that we did recommend, let us know.
Because things change.
Yeah, because things change.
People sell their businesses to somebody we don't know, but we don't know they sold it. And so things change, and that's the only way we can keep up with what's going on, because it isn't like I call the gutter guy every other week or anything. I call him, well, last time I had him here, it was when I bought the house brand new in 2014. And there was a problem because when he installs my gutters, and I assume it's everybody's gutters everywhere, I don't know that, but it's lifetime guarantee. So it was leaking somewhere, I forget, on one of the corners. And he came out here and he tore that whole section out, put on all new stuff, and never charged me a dime, and that was it. So, oh, I know what it was. Over here on the side over here, it was not draining like it should be, and it was overfilling. Coming to find out, it was a dead rabbit in the gutter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Jerry put up the skip contractor that we use playlist. Thank you, Jerry.
Contractor for what?
The contractors that we use, the list, he put them up.
Oh.
Or the way to get to them, so. Wrestler says, nice, Kevin does power washing so you can wash off your concrete.
Actually, I call Romaldo. He's got I don't know what you call it. It's like a vacuum sweeper water thing with brushes, and he'll wash the whole thing off and then let it dry, and then he'll come back either that afternoon or the next day, usually the next day, and then he'll reseal everything. Yeah. Then you're good for another, I don't even know. I haven't had it done for a few years. I probably ought to get it done again, I suppose.
Yeah, he was down the street here doing one the other day. Yeah. But Romaldo always did a good job, and he was always on time, and we've never had a problem with his work. So that's why, you know, he was one of those that we recommend. And we're not the only ones. And word of mouth is a lot. Ask your neighbors.
Yeah, ask your neighbors. That's how we found out that's how Sue found out who to get to paint the inside of her house.
Yeah.
Got the phone number from one of the girls at Card Girls or something. Ladies Lunch. I don't know.
Yeah, it was Rizzo, but.
Huh?
Rizzo.
Rizzo.
Yeah, they had theirs done.
One of our Discord members. By the way, if you're not a Discord member over there, you should get over there. That's where all this information is shared right there.
Yeah. And like I said, a lot of them are coming in. Like I said, Laura's here, Somewhere in the Sun's here. I think Kathy Plum's coming. I don't know when she's coming. I'm hoping she's going to be here for the dinner. But we had a lot of them coming in from
Buddy.
May. That's why I set the dinner up in May, because we had a lot of people coming in from May. And Gringo Loco was
People
supposed to
from
be
all over the world come to the villages just to go to our Patreon lunch.
Yeah, but Gringo Loco was supposed to be here, but he caught pneumonia, so I doubt he's going to make it. But yeah, a lot of people. But like I said, we rely on their word too. If they have something done, you know, they can tell us about a vendor that they used, whether they had a good or bad experience with them. Because some things we haven't had to have done. Chano, you know, Chano does our bushes. He does such a wonderful job.
He does for us.
And one of the ladies at the last at my birthday dinner, she told me, she said, he even mows my yard. He said he is just wonderful. I said, he is. Their cleanup is superb. You
I
can't
didn't
tell
even know he mowed yards.
Yeah, I didn't either. That's what I told her. I didn't know he mowed yards.
So, you know, but don't ask me how much. I have no idea. But
Yeah.
I can just tell you that Chano's always done us a good job. He's easy to get along with. Some of the people he hires, I don't know who they are. They don't speak English real well. Chano does. And he's just easy to get along with.
Yeah, and Jose that mows the grass. We've been with him for years. He doesn't
Who?
change the price. Jose that mows the grass.
That's his name? Really?
What have you been calling him?
Well, whatever comes to mind, really.
But he's been with us for, you know, we've had him for a lot of years, and he's never changed our price. So a lot of people are kind of surprised when they hear how much we pay, but because I know he does charge more now, which everybody should, since how the price of gas and everything's
I
went
think
up.
the only reason why he raised our price by, what was it, $5 a month?
No, he didn't raise it at all.
I thought it was 40 and you told me it was 45.
It is 45. It never started. It started out at 45.
I think it started out at 40.
Okay. So.
And I think he raised it during COVID when the price of gas went sky high.
Okay.
I could be wrong
funny.
about this, but either or, $45 with edging, blowing, mowing, all that stuff he has to do. I ain't complaining.
Oh, and you know, and he's dependable. He's here every Wednesday morning. I could just about set the clock by him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't mow because we have zoysia grass. That's important in the villages. Know what kind of grass you got. And like right now, the grass isn't growing really well because of the drought. And actually, in the back there, it really kind of looks a little pathetic. But we're not doing anything till this drought thing gets taken care of. I thought about having that cut out back there and having all new sod put in, but I don't see the point because of the drought. I don't want to do it.
Yeah, no sense in putting in new grass if you can't water it.
Well, you can. It says that's one of the exceptions. You can water new sod, but you know, I don't know if they mean hands water or water. I don't know what they mean when they say you can water it. Yeah. So I don't want to get into it. It's already half dead back there anyway, so I'm not going to worry about it until all this is over.
And I've heard a lot of people talking about they're already getting the surcharge on their water bill.
Yeah,
and
we're going to get one sooner or later.
No, you turned ours down, haven't you?
Turn what down?
You turned it to 1 day a week.
No, I got it all shut off. I do it manually. I turn it on 1 day a week.
Well, that's what I mean. So we shouldn't have a surcharge.
I usually do it when I'm in there editing videos around midnight or so. I'll turn it on. It'll go through its cycle, and then I shut the whole system off.
So we shouldn't have any surcharge then, because that's what they're allowing, 1 day a week.
Oh, I thought everybody had a surcharge.
No, it's only if you're watering more than what you should. Because that's all. I think that's all computerized now. I don't think the people come around and check your water meter anymore. I think it's all computerized now.
They drive by. Somehow, I don't know how this works, but that thing that they installed in all the water meters around here, not just us, but throughout the villages, they drive by, and somehow this thing, it's in their vehicle, reads it. Mm-hmm. I don't know how that works. I don't trust it. You want to know the truth?
And I keep an eye on it. But it's, you know, one of the prices for living in Florida. I mean, we never paid for water where we used to live. We never had city water. It was, you know, the rain come down or you was out of luck.
We never paid for sewage either.
No, never paid for sewage. And I said, the more you water, the more your sewer bill is. because that water has to go somewhere. So they're charging you both ends. So I think it's a little bit much, but that's just me. What do you think of the? They had the thing again on TV about them trucking the trash from Miami over to Bushnell or what is the name? Panisovsky, that kind of thing, and people over there are really not happy because they're afraid of, and they're bringing train loads. I mean, train cars.
Who says they're bringing train loads?
Well, I've had a couple
people have a tendency, especially old people, they randomly just spiel stuff that is not true.
I've had 2 people tell me, and I watched it on the news.
2 people told you what?
That they're bringing this. They're planning to bring this in because they've got.
They're planning on bringing it in.
Yeah.
Which means they're not bringing it in.
Not yet.
They probably won't.
Well, no, I think they will. I think they've already got the go-ahead. But they're afraid of the stuff leaching into their drinking water.
What stuff?
Stuff from, they call it leachette. It comes from garbage.
I think people are getting 2 things mixed up here. They got a landfill somewhere, and that's the one they've been complaining about, saying that they're concerned about it leaching into the groundwater.
Yes.
Well, I don't think it's ever going to happen because whenever they have a landfill where they bury it, they line the hole, so it can't do that. And the second thing is that what she's talking about, quit it. What are you barking at?
See that bird under the tree?
Oh, quit worrying about these birds.
I don't know why he took a thing about birds anymore. You would think they wouldn't even pay attention. Now the cranes and those kind of birds doesn't bother him. It's these little ones that fly around. But yeah, anyhow, it was a big deal. They had it on the TV and everything. There, the people that live there are trying to stop it, but I think it's already a done deal.
Our electricity comes from where they burn the trash. They burn it. There's nothing but ashes left.
Well, this is going into a landfill.
Who says it's going into a landfill? I don't care what a lady down the street says.
The news.
What news?
Channel 2.
Who's that?
News.
That's Orlando.
There is no Villages news other than you. Well, I guess there is.
That's not true. Ocala's got news right up there.
Well, Channel 2 is what I watch when I want the news around here. But anyhow.
We'll see. That's all I got to say. We will see.
And I, personally, if I lived there, I wouldn't like the idea of them bringing their trash up.
Nobody ever did, but the
Miami.
idea of trucking trash to other states and doing away with it was going on when I worked full time.
I know.
We used to truck it to Canada.
And they used to put it on barges, take it out in the water.
Well, that's against the law now.
Yeah.
Well, you can still do it if you don't get caught.
Yeah, well. But yeah, I know if I lived there, I'd have a problem with it. So, Jerry Bell says, I believe we all pay the 10% surcharge. Well, the way I understood it, Jerry, it was only if we went over a certain amount. If they can show that you're watering more than 1 day a week, and you're supposed to water on a certain day.
First of all, how do they know that you're watering more than 1 day a week?
Because
they don't know how many gallons I use to water my yard now.
It's all automated. Well, my water bill shows me from last year to this year exactly how much we used each month.
Okay, but that's because I don't water all the time. But what if I had it set for 3 days a week?
It would show up.
So what would show up?
The amount of water you used.
But
you've never looked at the water
who's to determine how much water I need to use? I could change it right now to 1 day a week, but instead of doing it for half an hour in the front yard, I'm going to change it to 45 minutes.
That's what they have, it is how much you use. I mean, when they do your water bill, that's how they charge you, so much a foot or whatever.
I'm going to run for mayor of Sumter County, and you guys make sure you vote for me. Oh, God. We're going to stop some of this craziness.
Yeah, it'll be just like it is nowadays. Fight every time you turn around.
Doesn't make any difference.
An argument over everything.
I got an argument right now because they're saying, well, you can only use so much money or so much water. How do you know how much water I use to water my grass? Even if it's 1 day a week. So I am doing it 1 day a week, but I upped it a half an hour on the front yard because of this or that. So now it shows that I'm doing more watering than I did last year, even though I'm still doing it 1 day a week.
how do you think they charge you?
Here's how you do this, just
They
like Jerry.
charge you.
I don't care. This is how you do it, just like Jerry said, to make it legal and even, so people just don't bitch about it. Or if people do bitch about it, they bitch about the same thing. Charge everybody one set price. Forget this 10% thing. I don't care about any of that. Charge everybody an extra $10 a month. $10, everybody.
If they did that, I'd be watering 3 days a week.
No, because part of that rule says you can only water 1 day a week.
Yeah, but if they're going to charge me for it, I'm going to do it.
They're not charging you for it. They're just charging you an extra $10 for because of the drought. It has nothing to do with you watering 3 days a week.
But their surcharge is on how much water you use.
So, well, that's their problem, not your problem. They're trying to make their problem your problem, and it's not.
See what I mean? Okay.
I've heard enough now. Let's move on to the next subject.
Okay. Oh, and Rich A says, I have had drive-by water meter reading and electrical readings for 37 years. So, it's nothing new.
He's what?
He's had drive-by water meter reading and electrical readings for 37 years.
Oh, I know it's not new, but it's new here. Mm-hmm. The lady came around in a golf cart for, I think, Jacobs. I'm not sure who. I think it's Jacobs.
Yeah, I think.
And they come around with this little, like a metal detector is what it looks like. And they just walk up to your thing and put it over top of it, and I guess it reads it, makes a little beepy noise, and she moves on to the next one.
Yeah.
And every neighborhood had that person. They read our area, if I say on a Monday, the next area would be on a Tuesday, and then they would send you bills accordingly. But now they got this drive-by thing, and so, I don't know anything about any of that stuff.
Well.
I just don't trust it. When it comes to the government getting involved, that's usually when I'm out, if I can. The government got involved with trucking, I retired. The government got involved with drones, I sold mine and got away from it. The government gets involved, they will screw it up.
Casa del Sol Boutique and Breakfast says, nice to see you too. Well, good to see you too. Haven't heard from you in a while.
Who was that?
Casa del Sol Bed and Breakfast. They're in another country.
Oh, I was going to say, I don't recognize that name.
Yeah. And Craig the Sailor Nicole says, yes, it was Channel 2 that the link I shared above.
I'm kind of surprised that the Canadians are still watching. Well, I don't know. Everybody can do what they want to do, but it just seems like Canada's got this big thing now about the United States, and I just don't get it. I never did get it. Our neighbor over there sold that house because he was Canadian, went back to Canada and sold that house. They can do what they want. They're loyal. I kind of admire that, if they are loyal. But, just always remember this. I have nothing to do with this. That's a Trump and whatever they call their president in Canada. That's their thing. Let them argue it out. The rest of us just need to just live our lives and quit worrying about it. Don't worry about the things that you have no control over. There's nothing you can do about it.
Let's see. Billy G says, hurricane season next month. I have just changed the oil in my generator and put in new non-ethanol gas in it. Please beware.
Yeah, I checked my generator, I think about 2 weeks ago. I went over to the RV, and I wanted to check it for a couple of reasons. Hurricane's one, because it's been sitting out here for, God, I didn't know that long, but about 6 or 8 months or something like that. It's never been started. And of course, it was out of gas. I let it run until it just run out of gas. And went over and put some gas in it and fired it right up and hooked it to the RV, and let it run until it run out of gas.
Yeah.
It worked fine.
Hey, Kathy B. She says hi. And Billy said that's... Okay, so that's next. Thank you very much. Grandpa Eric says, Skip, compensate by showering every other Saturday. That'll save water.
By doing what every other Saturday?
Showering every other Saturday.
Oh.
He takes bubble baths.
Yeah, I sit in the tub a lot.
He sits in the tub a lot.
I do. Problem with that, though, is, I don't know, the older I get, it's getting out of the tub. It's not getting in it, it's getting out of it.
Well, and Mr. Walsh says, too many gummies today, Skip?
Gummies?
Yeah.
I don't know if I got any gummies left or not. And the gummies I got, I don't think are the real thing at all. No.
Yeah. Oh, Bad Karma says the Village Golf Cars just added a new brand, Mad Jacks Electric. Not impressed. I seen that in the paper. It looked cool.
Who makes it?
I don't know. I didn't read that far because I wasn't interested in one, but I did see they had a whole full-page ad in the paper today. BJ says, I'm on my way to the wood shop. Should I stop by and say hello? Well, sure.
Who?
BJ.
Oh, yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, if you're coming this direction. Grandpa Argus says, I noticed the village is bugs, no CMs, mosquito free. Is that due to no water and breeding grounds? It's not. It's the area, Grandpa Eric. It's we don't have too much trouble with them here, but I've heard people say the southern end that they were being ate up.
Well, a lot depends, I think, on how many ponds, swamps, wooded areas that you have around you.
Right, and the villages doesn't spray anymore.
Yeah, they do. That's why I'm coming back here.
No, you have to call the county, and they spray. So somebody's called them.
Oh,
But the villages don't do it anymore. It's all county-wide. So we're in Sumter. So evidently somebody, if you've seen them, somebody evidently has called them. Because I called them last year. But like I said, it depends on different areas where you got a lot of water. You're bound to have a lot of bugs.
see, so far here, I haven't noticed mosquitoes at all.
When somebody was talking about the mosquitoes at the square, and that's somewhere I've never had to worry about mosquitoes.
Now, I've been to squares in the middle of the night with the videos are there. You can go find it. And I show the lights at night. And normally you see like moths and bugs flying around the night lights and whatever. Nothing.
But now, too, I know that I'm going to get bit before they even look at him. It's something, something in my system that they're drawn to me. And him, not so much. So we can go somewhere where I get bit up and he's thinking, well, I didn't see any mosquitoes. But I've heard people talk about that, about getting ate up at the squares, and I've never had that problem up there. So, but like I said, once they start spraying, and I don't think we had such cold weather, I don't think they started until here recently. So, but like I said, once they get to spraying, we never have a problem. No. Now, we're not out a whole lot at night, but still, sometimes I sit out here at night, and like I said, I'm not bothered by them, so.
Is BJ coming by herself, or she got somebody with her?
Well, I imagine she's on her own. She said she's on her way to the wood shop, so she might be on her bike.
I didn't know they allowed women in the wood shop.
Oh, you're going to get that. Let's see. C. Fry wants to know if we can recommend a quality furniture store.
Quality furniture.
There's
a lot of quality furniture stores around, but the problem is everybody keeps talking about the price of it. So
yeah, it depends on how much you want to spend. We got a Babette's, we got Haverty's, those kind of places. They got good quality stuff, but they got the price tag too. Now I've got I like Cane's in Ocala, and I thought their prices was decent and they had good quality stuff. But it's kind of subjective around here, so everybody will give you a different name. I didn't particularly care for Babette's, although they're good store, good quality, and they have a warehouse sale once a month in their warehouse down in Leesburg, and they got pretty good stuff. So I would start out trying checking out their warehouse sale, but they're good, supposedly good quality stuff. Grandpa Eric says, I used to get eaten alive in the villages. No more. Not a single bug bite in 5 weeks. Yeah, I said, I think it's just where you're at. And I said, we're not on the water here. And so I don't think we have to worry about it as much. But still, in the middle of summer when they're out and about, why, I go up north, that's the first thing I get is a darn mosquito bite. Because they find me. I know they do.
Well, I think back in the back here where the swamp is, I think those houses there, because when I used to play golf all the time, Charlie and a couple of other people that lived back there said that at night, because they have outdoor kitchens, those are, a lot bigger homes, and the outdoor kitchens are not screened in. And they said they go out there and cook at night, and there was quite a few bugs back there.
Yeah. Let's see. Anna Marie said, love bugs all over Shady Brook and mosquitoes near Everglades Rec Center. Okay, well, I said that's something that I don't go down to Everglades that often, and Shady Brook. So, but yeah, if whatever county you're in, if you notice an abundance of these bugs, call that county and tell them, that you need them to come out and spray.
I think it was last year there was 2 or 3 people that died of mosquito bites here.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was that disease?
Oh, I forget what it's called.
Yeah, Legionnaire's disease or something. They got it here, and a couple of people passed away.
Laura says, I saw more love bugs up by Spanish Springs late last week than in the Courtyard village just south of 466A. Yeah, and you're in a different county, Laura. Like I said, that up there I think is Lake County, and I said in 466A you're in Sumter, so you're in a different county. So like I said, whatever county you're in, if you're seeing that kind of bug, call them and tell them. 'Cause I didn't realize that they'd switched, but it was a few years ago when they started doing that because the village always sprayed. And I think they may still spray around the squares and what have you. But as far as the neighborhoods, I think it's the county that does the spraying. And if you call them, like I said, last time I called them, they come right out that night. So that's what you have to do nowadays. Craig the Sailor said, we got more mosquitoes than this in Spokane Valley, although the love bugs are just as annoying as hell. They are. Like I said, but they're harmless. You know, they don't, as far as I know, they're not spreading diseases, and they don't bite, and they don't harm anything other than maybe the paint on your car. So, but like I said, we only have them, like I said, May and September is the only time they're here. Nobody knows. There's 50 million reasons why they're here and where they come from and that kind of thing, but you don't really know who, you know, what's the truth and what isn't. But I just know that they come May and September. So, like I said, you find them a lot at the pools and a lot at the gas stations. So, but we have quite a few at our front door because we got a white front door.
I don't remember seeing that many before.
Well, and like I said, the last couple of years, we've hardly seen them at all.
I know.
So, like I said, I was kind of surprised to see that many right away, right at the front door. So, West Nile, yes, the West Nile virus.
Maybe that's what it was.
And then there's also dengue fever,
I don't know.
something like that.
It was a pretty common thing when whoever it was got it and they go to the hospital and they found out they had the West Nile, and then they, of course, you read the reports where they put them on a ventilator, and usually around here, because of elderly age, when somebody goes on a ventilator, they don't come off it. They're dead.
Mm-hmm. Wrestler says, sitting here eating vegan smoky cheddar popcorn. More entertaining than a movie.
You know, factory bins anymore, I swear it looks like it's just going to fall over.
I don't know why. I never noticed that before until you mentioned it last week. And
Has to be the sun.
well, I know that lamppost is
Because the tree's
bent
not
too.
dead.
No. And that lamppost is bent too because somebody hit it. It's been in that way for a long time.
I was that way when we moved in here.
Yeah, and that's what I said. That's why I never noticed a tree was like that, I guess. Oh, and Jerry says wrestler needs a hobby. He's got several. Craig Sarah says love bugs are better than the black flies we used to get that Nicole called devil bugs because they would bite and you bleed all over.
Yeah, they
from
do.
them.
Mom called them deer flies.
Yeah, deer flies.
I don't know why.
And then we got no-see-ums.
Yeah, down here we have a thing called no-see-ums bugs.
Yeah.
No-see-ums, I think, it's a play on words. I don't think that's actually a word. It's no-see-them. No-see-em bugs.
But they're very, very small, and a lot of times you don't see them, but they're mainly around water. Like I said, I know that we had a friend that camped up at Crystal River to see the manatees.
He said he'll never go back there
And he
again.
said he'd never go back there because he was just ate up by the no-see-ums.
So I couldn't sit outside for 5 seconds. They was all over me. I don't know.
Yeah, and Jerry said, or wrestler says, Jerry, annoying Skip is my favorite hobby.
It's okay.
Yeah, and Craig wants some of your popcorn, wrestler. And Laura says, I found out how to work the washing machine and electric stove. What, did you have all gas up north? I'll bet. No. Barbara Ebner says, Skip, do I need to change from YouTube membership to Patreon? I believe that's why I can't get in Discord. Yes, you have to be Patreon.
Right.
Yeah, when you're Patreon, then he'll send you a link to get into Discord.
Yeah, I offered it twice to YouTube memberships, twice. Nobody responded to my voicemail on YouTube memberships about becoming Discord members, and nobody responded. So I I dropped it right then. I didn't do any more.
Yeah. And Barbara says in Jersey we have the dang green flies. Why don't
The what?
green flies?
Got me on that one.
Yeah, and I know what you're talking about. They're the big ones that you find on garbage. they're big green fly. Oh, and Grandpa Eric likes my posies. Yep. I said they're getting
Only
kind of
green
scraggly.
fly that I could think of in Indiana was once every so many years the locust came. Was it locust? The thing that comes out of the ground, climbs a tree, and then comes out of the shell and makes that funny noise at night.
Cicadas.
Cicadas. They were green.
Okay.
That's all I know.
Alfonso Smith says, can I long-term rent? I don't have anyone to leave a home to if I was to buy one. Well, sure. There's a lot of long-term rentals down here. Matter of fact, there may be one with somebody on here really soon.
Yeah, Rizzo had a house for rent.
Well, he supposedly had it rented for the year, but we don't know right now what's going on.
Well, they'll get it worked out, whatever
Yeah.
they're going to do.
But yeah, that might be a quick rental, so.
Matter of fact, I did a video on the one Melody bought. She was looking for a long-term renter, which I think she's got one though. Did I say Melody? Judy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, hers is rented for a long time.
Okay.
And she said, no one to rest her. I'm afraid to ask Skip for another link.
A link for
That's
what?
okay, Barbara. For Patreon.
A link for Patreon.
Yeah. Because she says she's on members only, but she wanted to know about
Members
Discord.
only what? I have 2 or 3 different members only.
Did you not hear what I read? Can't.
You said I didn't send her a link for Patreon. I don't
No,
send
no,
links
no,
for
no.
Patreon.
She said, do I need to change from YouTube membership to Patreon?
Yes.
And that's why you can't get in Discord. Yes.
Well, if you guys would have answered me on memberships to YouTube when I sent those videos out, you'd probably already be on Discord right now. But you didn't answer me, so I just ignored it and moved on.
Gina Bina says greenheads are the worst. Big welts. Wow.
This sounds like a horsefly.
Yeah, it might,
What
might
we
be.
called horseflies.
Yeah, it might be what we call horseflies, yeah. Let's see.
We had all different kind of flies. Horsefly, there's a bot fly. I can't think of what all the different, there's a deer fly.
Yeah. And Lauren said she had a gas stove for 28 years up north. Do some people prefer gas because it heats faster? A lot of people prefer gas.
I do.
Yeah, to me, it depends on how you cook and how much you cook, because it's really not an issue if you don't cook a lot. But a lot of people
Around
like
here,
that.
people generally speaking, don't cook near as much as they used to when they lived up north and worked.
When some people like instant gratification. That's why when you turn that burner on, the fire's there. That's why they like gas so much. Doesn't matter to me.
Well,
Nice.
the new stove we got, when you turn it on, is pretty much instant heat. It's electric heat.
Yeah.
I don't think it's as controllable because you can set the numbers to 7 and it kicks on, kicks off, kicks on.
Yeah, so Barbara
But-
says she loves gas. A lot of people do.
I find if you go, we got 4 burners on the stove. You go to any of them burners and set them all. It's the same number and watch them. This one goes off, comes off. That one goes off and stays off for a long time. None of them are consistent.
Yeah. Yes, Belly. GDP told us that Ted Turner passed away today. She had it on Discord.
That guy must have been 90
Well, I don't.
or more.
I don't know. He was. And most everything I read about him, he wasn't a good husband, good father, but he was a really good entrepreneur. He always had ideas, and you know, it made him lots of money. And Barbara says, you guys all look great in Jose's video. I'm not sure which video that is,
I'm
Barbara.
not sure what video Jose's got.
But, well, that's what I said. He's got a lot.
I
of them.
watched, but I watched his last one. He posted it last Sunday. We weren't in that one, I don't think, were we?
No. But
And he's got a new one coming out, he said, this Sunday.
he had something on Discord a while ago, a picture about you putting the camera up and it was upside down.
Oh, yeah. Well, that came off of the video I've already posted.
Oh, okay.
But I got it posted on Patreons only. I don't have it posted nowhere else.
Yeah, Laura's telling Alfonso, check villagers homes for rent.com
Yep.
or rent from a villager and specify long-term rental. Yeah, those are the best places to look. Those
damn
are
it.
the most reliable because they, you're actually renting from the homeowner, but the homeowner is going through them So they put the site up, put the pictures, and give all the stuff that you need to know about it, and then you talk to the homeowner themselves about renting. So
That's where I put mine, and I never had a problem
Yeah.
renting it out. My problem was that the people that rented it the first year, they wanted it every year after that. I never had to look for nobody else.
Let's see. And Barbara Edmonds said, Avalon, cooler by a mile, Grandpa.
Yeah.
Okay, well, and Grandpa Eric and Barbara's talking between themselves. They evidently live around that same area. And Fred DeBrule said, and do they have parks that can bring your buggy and sit there? They do here. You know, they've got several parks and places. Now, you know, there's not the kind of parks you have with. There is one park that has children's playthings, but the rest of them are just nice little pull-offs with a picnic area. They've got Sunset Park where you can sit and watch the sun go down over the water at like Sumter Landing. Just nice stuff. Let's see. Ted Turner was 87.
Oh, okay. I knew he's probably had to be around 90. I
Yeah,
wasn't sure.
I knew he was up there. And Rester says, Laura, if you don't have gas at your new home, get an induction stove. We love ours. We have an older video on it in our Restormania channel. If you are interested, search for induction. You know, I am always curious about those. Linda has one in her motorhome. And you have to use a certain cookware. But I kind of like the idea of it because my stove is electric, but it's very, very touchy. So, you know, if you brush up against one of the knobs, you might be turning it on.
I've done that.
Yeah, and I said, so it's kind of, they do have
She's not talking about the knob you turn, really. She's talking about the buttons here on the side where you can set the temperature and all that. I brushed against them all the time, and it comes on.
Well, and they do have a lock for them, but evidently we weren't on the recall list. But they do have a lock because a lot of those stoves were doing that. They're just very touchy. Let's see. Tracy Caldwell says, hello, Skip and Sue from Paducah, Kentucky. Love all your videos. Thank you, Skip. Well, you're very, very welcome. Betty, that must be BJ. Yes, that must be BJ. We have company.
Hi, girls.
Okay. You have to be good.
Buddy.
The cushions are on the back of the golf cart. Yes, yes. Say hi.
Here, take him so I can go in there and get the cushions.
Oh, okay. Yeah, hang on to his leash there. And,
I got him.
yeah.
Hi, baby. What are you doing today? Hi.
Yeah.
Did
I
you
have-
wash your sock?
Who, me?
You had a little coffee stain on your sock in the video yesterday.
Oh my God, that was a week ago.
Well, I don't know. You posted it yesterday.
Oh, my
My
goodness.
videos are never posted on time.
Am I supposed to sit here?
Okay. Yeah, Catherine. Yeah. Ted Turner was married to Jane Fonda at one time.
I don't
And,
even know what I'm doing. She just says get the cushions. That's all I know.
Well, yeah, because I don't want her sitting in that chair because it's got bird poop on it.
What's best for the camera? I can be out of the camera.
Which way does this go? This way? This way.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and
How are you, dear?
Okay, hold on.
Laura's saying,
You gotta put
be
this
sure to
somewhere.
verify home ownership on the county tax collector's website
get too
before you
close.
send any money
My
to a
package.
landlord.
What? Trying to think, how do you do this?
Oh, it's magnetic.
Yeah, it's magnetic.
It is and it ain't. I'm just trying to get the microphone.
I don't trust you anywhere near this area.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like I'm gonna fight for it.
What? He's so mean to me. I can't even believe it.
I don't even know if that's right. See, the microphone's down here. It needs to be hold still.
You don't even have to. If I'm sitting over there, it'll be loud enough.
No, it's not. Everybody thinks that, but then when you go in and watch it, you find out it's not. Let me turn it this way.
You're kind of fuzzy.
We'll
about
try
it, so-
that. See how that works.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me grab something. I want to show you what I'm going to make
Okay.
for Jose.
Yeah, we got company. BJ's coming by, and she made a special
Not.
piece for Jose.
I didn't make it yet.
Oh, you haven't made it yet? Okay. Stay down,
Hi,
stay down,
everybody.
stay down.
Is this the camera? Am I on the camera?
No, sit in Skip's chair. Maybe.
I'll pull over here. Yes.
Okay. Now, wait a minute. It's on a delay, so it takes a
Okay.
few minutes. Okay, there you are.
So these are what I'm making for him.
Cool. And I know he sent me a picture of that thing he wanted to put on him. And I think it'd really be gorgeous when you get done.
Yeah, somebody gave that to him. I don't know who gave it to him.
Yeah.
But it'll be kind of cool. So that's why I'm going to the wood shop, because I have a hand sander at home, a circular sander or a orbital sander, but it takes so long. It's kept, it's like, and it's hot in that garage.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Holy Toledo.
And that's the biggest drawback. Like me, I don't pay much anymore because I just don't have anywhere to go because it's hot in the garage, it's hot in the lanai, But and I don't want to have to put everything out and then have to put everything back, Before we had the milk house and I had all my stuff in the milk house. So
Oh, so you have a bedroom and you have Skip's room, and then is there another bedroom?
yeah, we have another bedroom we have for guests.
use
but,
that one?
Yeah. I really don't want to. Like I said, I would rather leave that for guests.
Oh, I didn't get that off yet. I know. How do I get that off?
I'm not getting it off. It
No,
ain't my
I
car.
did. I said, how do I get it off?
Car wash.
What is it?
Bird shit.
Oh,
What's a car wash?
Huh?
What's a car wash?
Don't start with me.
I didn't start. I don't
Don't start with
I don't
me.
have that language down.
let's see.
So we were just talking about these things I'm making for Jose.
Okay. And then Wrestler says to introduce you, and this is BJ, guys, and she does woodworking,
want?
and she's making a special plaque for Jose,
Come here.
and with these wood pieces, and he's got a metal piece that is something sentimental to him. I don't remember the exact story now, but it's something that's sentimental that he wanted to keep, and he's going to have her mount it on these wood pieces, and he has one. Doesn't he have one in the POS
Somebody
one?
just made him a plaque,
Oh, it's just a plaque. Okay.
but I don't know who did that.
Yeah. But this, he thought it would look really, really good on that wood, and I think it will too. I
Yeah.
think it'd be gorgeous when he puts it on there because it's kind of a 3D metal piece, and
And it'll sit here. It says Jose's Coffee, and this is just a really thin slice of walnut.
right.
And they're really fun to make trays
Yeah.
with. They're very light, and I make really big ones too, really long ones.
And
and
if
it's
you
just
ain't,
fun.
if you haven't tried Jose's Coffee, go to Jose Coffee, not josecoffee.com. That'll get a guy from California. It's jose.coffee, where you'll find Jose. And I usually put Jose Coffee Catering. And I said, that usually brings up the right thing. But I said, you could try out his coffee. He does deliver here in the villages, but he will send it to you. I've had him send it to relatives up north. But his coffee is wonderful. You can smell it before you even brew it, which is something unusual. And I said, we like it.
Oh,
But and a lot of our people, they always get their coffee from Jose.
it's the best coffee I've ever had.
Yeah, it is. It's really, really good.
Thanks, Laura.
Uh,
It's not like I don't get enough ridicule from this person over here. Now I got you too.
Are you going to sit over there where you're in the picture, or are you going to be an
No, they don't need
outlier?
to see me. They see me all the time.
yeah.
I'm just amazed about all these love bugs this year around our front
Do they
door.
bite, by the way?
No,
Oh, okay.
The what?
Do
they don't bite.
They don't bite.
What state are you from?
We don't have those.
You're from Wisconsin. I know where you're
Wisconsin.
from.
Yeah.
Wisconsin.
No, it was Wisconsin.
So you're
They
a
say
che-
Wisconsin.
You're a cheesehead.
On Kathy B, yes, he does have K-cups. Because I asked that too. Because I can't use the foo-foo coffee maker. So I have to have the
This
K-cup.
is like
I know.
getting.
I know.
Hey, hi.
I've complained
just-
about it forever.
Yeah, it's getting leggy. It's going to have to be cut
I
back.
wish I was staying here this summer because I would love to have some of these and put them in a pot.
Cut a,
Well,
hunk,
and
cut a
these-
hunk off and take it home, put it in a glass of water. They'll start to root.
But I'm going to go home. I'm going to Wisconsin and
They go home for the summer.
end of the month.
Huh?
They go home for the summer.
Oh, you're getting ready to leave.
Yeah, because we
Oh.
haven't really.
So I won't have to deal with
sold
you the
our-
rest of the summer then.
Okay.
So you coming to the party?
Of course.
Okay.
Oh, and
What are you bringing to eat?
Green bean casserole.
Good, good, good. I love green bean casserole.
That sounds like a woman thing.
Bad Karma says,
Oh, it's
tell
good.
Skip to get
Green
it
bean
cracking on
casserole.
that mini split.
I'm not going to make it. My husband is. I don't cook at
She
all.
don't cook.
I don't know how to cook.
Really?
Not at all.
I am so envious.
Not even a little. Not even a little. Like I was going to ask you to help me cook something, and then I thought I'd be too embarrassed because you'd probably say, "Well, you already know this part." It's like,
No.
no.
She traveled on
My
her
mom
job,
didn't
so
cook
she-
either. My dad was, Italian, good cook, and my mom. I remember the mom, rest her soul. I remember the time my mom made mashed potatoes for Thanksgiving once, and she was such a beautiful woman. Anyway, she mixed up these potatoes and she brought them over, and we were like, "Oh, Mom, potatoes!" And she took a big spoon and she went like this, and they were still on the spoon, It's like you couldn't. Just, it's
Well,
like,
that's
it's
okay. That's
yeah,
what gravy's for.
that's right.
I finally got the definition of the difference between gravy and a sauce.
What is the difference?
Flour.
Flour.
Chef told me that. He said a sauce doesn't have flour, gravy does.
Let's see.
Interesting.
C. Fry says, my wife and I are moving to the villages within the next year. Need to find new doctors. Any suggestions would be appreciated.
Yeah, stay home. There is no good doctors here.
Wow, that's a tough one.
Yeah, I am with Sinai Internal Medicine, which they got an office in Lake Sumter, and they got an office in Magnolia, down in the Finney area, and I think there's 3 or 4 different doctors. The main doctor is Dr. Agbo, and he's very knowledgeable. I think Harvard School for something. I have no idea. But I see one of the lady doctors in his office. He's got 2 other lady doctors in there, and I see one of the lady doctors, and never had a problem with them. They've been very good. The first doctor I had, she had cancer, passed away.
Yeah, what kind of doctor is this guy talking about? People just say, I want a doctor, but that's not the way it works these days.
Well, and,
You
and
got your practitioner.
well, for
then-
anything you have to have a primary before you do anything.
Is that what he's talking about, a primary care?
Well, I was, he said any suggestions, so yeah, they'd have to start with a primary before you get any of the other doctors. So.
Well, if you're in the Village's Health, I don't even know if they call it that anymore. They probably call it
it's
something else.
Centerwell.
But is that the Village's Health? So they're going to send you to a website, depending on where you live. You got to pick out a doctor, and that website will tell you where that doctor's office is in the Villages. He'll be at a Villages Health Center. And then you do what you want. Me, I picked Pinellas because it's close to my house.
Right. And I said, and I'm not in the Villages Health, so I pick whatever doctor I want. And I said, and this one, but I said he's got 2 different offices, and I've never had a problem with him, and so that's why I go there. But
I've never
yeah,
had a problem with any of my doctors either. None of them.
now they ain't here long enough.
I know.
He's on his 4th or 5th doctor. So.
I'm on my 4th doctor already.
wow.
But when you only go once a year, and they sign like a 3-year contract when they're down here.
2-year
so.
contract, what they told me.
Wow.
2, okay. I thought it was 3, but yeah, because most of the doctors are getting ready to retire too. Let's see.
You know those chewies that he has? Do you have that?
These?
That chewy? When it gets smaller, are you worried he's going to choke on it?
When it gets smaller, you're supposed to put them in the microwave, and it puffs up.
Yeah, yeah.
Like a puff ball.
Yeah.
But I don't have to worry about it because he gobbles them down.
Oh, okay.
But somebody actually asked me the other day about what they wear. They're called Himalayan shoes, and they're mostly cheese. So you don't have to worry about all the chemicals and everything because they're mostly cheese. But they're a hard cheese, and they've got them in cheese flavor, and then they've actually got them in bacon flavor. And which surprises
peanut
me.
butter. And peanut butter.
And peanut butter.
Yeah.
It surprises me. He likes the plain ones.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I would have thought, that he would like the bacon flavor.
He actually likes pork chop bones. I
And
give
you're
him to
not
him all the
supposed
time.
to give him any
I don't care
bone.
what I'm supposed to.
Well, I know,
If they
but
splinter, I don't know if they would splinter.
No, it's
but-
chicken bones, splinter. Pork chop bones don't splinter, but they say you're not supposed to give them bones, period. I don't
Right.
know. I don't understand that. We lived on a farm, and Mom, when we got done eating dinner, she scraped everything off into a big pan, set it outside, and the dogs just gobbled it up no matter what
Yeah.
it was.
well, you had farm dogs.
That's a
Really?
different digestion.
They're bigger.
Well, the beagle ain't much bigger than him.
Oh, they are too.
Oh, God.
He's 10 pounds, and that's mostly hair.
By the way, he needs a
Anyhow.
haircut.
He's actually scheduled for June 6th,
Oh,
but
okay.
that's a month away.
Okay.
I'm not sure I'm gonna.
I was just brushing and trimming my dog, and he's really good because he got it from the very beginning. So I can trim his nails, brush him and clip him, and he's just very relaxed.
Yeah. Well, this one ain't.
No.
I know.
I can't even give him a bath. Skip has to do it because I can't even hold on to him. He hates
Last time I
baths.
tried to give him a bath, I think he was going to bite me.
Yeah.
Oh,
He
Well,
acted like he would. I had to pick him up by his harness because once I do that, he goes limp.
oh, okay.
Yeah, so then we're okay. But if I go to
Say bath.
the problem is, if I say the word, he knows what that word
Yeah,
is,
his head jerked up.
and,
Yeah.
and he'll take off. But the last time I didn't do that, what I done is I went in there and I started running the bath water. And when I done that, I went to get him, and he's up next to her, and he stood up on his hind legs. And when the closer I got, the louder his growl got.
Oh.
So I don't know if he was serious or not, but I didn't trust him.
Didn't you say you give him something to relax him?
I never
Marijuana.
know when he's going to do it. I mean,
I
I've
mean-
got stuff to relax him, but I never know. He just takes a notion he's going to give him a bath. He just goes and grabs him. So I never know about it. So, but love bugs.
Okay.
Yeah. You're not used to love bugs?
I don't think I've ever seen him.
There's two of them.
There's a history about love bugs. You ought to read them sometime. Google it. Seriously, read it. You like to read weird
Interesting.
stuff. Yeah, it is.
It is because nobody knows for sure. I mean, this is somebody's idea of how they come here. So they
Oh.
only come twice a year.
The cicadas have interesting.
Yeah, it's the
Background.
same
I
kind
don't
of
think
thing.
they have cicadas here, do they?
I
Is
don't
it like
know.
17 years? Like
7.
7.
Well, in Indiana, that's what I was always
7
told. Every
years,
7
okay.
years, they come out of the ground.
It's so bizarre, and they're really
And they only
weird.
come out of the
Ugh.
ground to mate. And then they'll lay their eggs on the surface of the ground.
Wow.
And then the eggs they go down into the ground. Mom and dad dies. And then 7 more years, those babies will hatch.
Yeah. When and Laura, if that's what you got, regular Medicare and a Plan G supplement, I've got regular Medicare and a Plan F, and so my doctor would be just fine for you. Like I said, there's 2 women doctors in that office too. The thing is, decide where you're going to live, unless you want something just right away. I'd check them out because they're, like I said, they've got an office in Lake Sumter. They've also got an office down across from Magnolia Plaza in Finney. So, like I said, you just need a GP. Like I said, I think they're just fine. But like I said, wherever you're going to live should have a lot to do with it. A lot of doctors are up on the northern end. A lot of them are in the southern end. A lot of your specialists, especially, is in the southern end. And the Brownwood Care Center, they have a lot of specialists in there because everybody specializes now. You have a GP to keep your records, basically. And then you see a specialist. You see a heart doctor. You see a rheumatologist. You see, a foot doctor. Everything's specialized nowadays. But that's a good place to start, I think. It's called Sinai Internal Medicine. But Dr. Agbo is, like I said, he's a good doctor. And I took one of the lady doctors that's in his office, I think during COVID. And I've never had a disappointment with him. So, but I have specialists for other things. So, let's see.
Everybody's picking on me since BJ showed up.
I think you should slide over so you're in the movie here.
I really don't care what you think.
No, I think you should. It would be.
You don't even know. You
Kathy
can't.
B
You don't
says
even know where I'm
one
at.
of the
You don't even have
locations
your
on
phone
Warm
out to
Spring-
see where I'm at.
Warm Springs, and yes, Kathy,
looked.
they are. It's,
Huh?
I don't think you're in it
How do you know?
because I took a quick peek.
A
He's
peek
not
of
in
what?
the picture, is he?
Where's your phone?
Right here.
Let me see it. See, you ain't even got it on. There's nothing on there.
Well, I thought if it was on, then it would distract, like it makes a sound or something, doesn't it?
Well, that's what it's got the volume button
Yeah,
for.
you turn the volume down. See you, Kevin. See you Saturday.
Is Saturday when we're having the lunch?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, see? I can see that you're
Barbara Ebner says, "Yay, another disciple that doesn't cook."
I think,
If only.
I think there's a lot of women here that just refuse to cook. My mom did after Dad retired. She said, I ain't cooking anymore. Now, she did once in a while, especially when Dad got, older. But all in all, Mom didn't cook that much. It was nothing to go to Dad's house, and Dad was standing by the stove. And he's cooking, what was that one thing he liked to cook a lot? I think it was a made-up word. It was like a soup kind of like.
Oh, I know he liked oysters too, but I know what you're talking about. You're
Yeah,
talking about.
Yeah, and I don't remember what it was called. But
Goulash.
he liked it a lot.
Can't
Do you
think
remember
of,
that scene in Animal House when John Belushi was coming down the stairs and the guy was singing that song, and he took the guitar and just smashed it because he was singing that song? Do you remember that?
I do.
Okay, I was thinking about doing that with this plant.
Does it bother you that much?
Welcome to my world.
I'm like,
I know it.
I'm kidding. I'm not a violent
there's
person.
somebody talking over there.
I'm
and
not
she
a
just
violent
can't see
person.
it.
Let's see.
You can't move it.
Denise says Skip mentioned he had a beagle. I have had 3 beagles. Best dogs ever.
They are, but they have instinct because that's what they are. Their nose goes to the ground and they're gone. They hunt. That's what they do.
Come here, baby.
Noelle Marie says came in late. Have a
Oh, we can't
new
eat.
8-week-old golden retriever, so I'm a little busy these days. We just got a ton of snow here in Castle Rock, Colorado. I love it. We needed the moisture for
Are
sure.
you still drinking that?
No, I got a Coke.
Well, I said we wish we was with you because we could really use the moisture here too. Like I said, we're in a bad drought. And then I said, they're saying on the news, extreme drought. There, there's a bad drought, and then there's extreme drought. We're in the extreme part.
What happens after that?
Yeah.
I'm just curious. There's
Double
always the next-
secret extreme.
It's what? Super extreme.
Double secret extreme.
I like to know these levels. That's all.
Yeah, there's
Well, they have like 5, and they have them colored on the weather map. They have them colored.
Colored?
And colored.
Colored.
parched. Parched is the highest.
We're so rednecky.
Well, and
I understand. That's
I
good.
think the extreme is red. They start like at yellow, and then they go, on one of the channels, and then on the other channel it starts at green, and But anyhow, right now we're at red.
Yeah, that's bad.
Oh, and Susan Lowe says 13 to 17 years for cicadas.
What is it?
13 to 17 years.
That could be it. I don't
I
remember.
thought it was
but I know it was a
7
long.
too, so.
They don't hatch. It don't take them 13 years to hatch. They're worms, they're caterpillars, but they live underground.
Oh.
And then after they get to a certain size, certain age, they come back out of the ground. They climb the tree, and then they break the shell, and then they, like a butterfly, they come out of the shell, leaving their shell on the tree.
Oh, wow.
And we knew people that went around and collected shells. Not sure what they did with them, but
Really?
yeah.
I think they painted them. Craig the Sailor says the Pacific Northwest gave me a going away present last month when it snowed and I fell and tore my rotator cuff. If I never see that white crap again, it will be too soon. Happy to live here now.
You know, how many times have I done videos or in the news, I'll just make a random thing. And by the way, the #1 cause for emergency down here at the hospital is falls. And yet here we have 2 new people that came down here, and the first day they're here, before they got here, they both fell.
Who was this other person besides
Craig the Sailor.
What did he do?
He fell. That's what he said. He fell in tore his rotator cuff.
Oh, that's right. That's
but it was
right.
in the snow.
He did tell me about that.
He
So
was
if he
in the
tore
snow.
that, he's going to have surgery, right?
He was
Oh,
still
gosh.
up north when he fell.
But he's here now.
Yeah.
So he's going to have surgery on the rotator cuff to get it back to where it needs to be, because it's tore.
No, I don't know about that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not a doctor, but it just sounds like it's going to have some kind of
Yeah.
surgery.
Yeah, Joseph Smith says the opposite in our house. I've been cooking for 36 years now. My wife retired and it's her turn.
Well, that's good. My
Well, I've
husband
always
cooks.
had that option.
My husband cooks because he's a good cook, and when we were dating, I tried to cook a couple times, and he kind of said, "From now on, I'll cook." And then that was
So your cooking must really be bad.
well.
That's what he's telling you in a nice way. I'll go ahead and cook from now
I
on.
tried. I
Well, that was the main thing you
There's
tried.
always something wrong with the recipe, I think.
Oh yeah, that's what it is. It's the recipe. It's always the recipe. You're a Democrat, ain't you? You're always pointing your finger at somebody else's fault.
No, I'm not a Democrat, and I'm not a
I
Republican.
think you are. You're from Wisconsin.
I'm independent.
You can't help yourself. You're from Wisconsin.
I'm independent.
Well, you think you are, but you're
I
really
vote
not.
for the person.
You do what your husband tells you to do.
Okay.
That's not
Our
good.
son's like that.
That's-
He does all the cooking because he's a chef.
Oh,
So he does
God,
all the
what
cooking.
a dream.
So no matter which wife he's with.
Yeah, that's his problem. He can't pick a good woman out. He don't know how. I told him after his second or third divorce, I said, "You'll let me and your mom pick out your next wife because you're no good at it."
Oh, he's not?
No,
Is he a lot like you?
I've been married once.
No,
Forever.
no, I mean, is he like you?
What does
is
that
he like
mean?
you or like...
what does that mean?
like
What
you
does
or
that
like his
mean?
mom?
Is he like
He's
you?
like you. He's like him
so
with a heart.
sensitive.
Yeah.
No, is
Welcome
he
to
more
my
like his
world.
mother or his father? I mean,
He's both really. He has
Is it-
my voice. He sounds exactly like me.
uh-huh,
He has my attitude about a lot of things.
uh-huh.
But he's more like his mom too.
Yes, he's got a lot of heart.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like he won't. He wouldn't hurt anybody.
Well,
or-
you both are like that.
Not
just
really.
You just have a rough show.
My younger days, I can be violent. Yeah, at a drop
okay.
of a hat.
Oh, like Bobby Knight. That's where it came from. You were too close
Yeah,
to
you can
Bobby
take
Knight.
it so long, and then after a while, it's like, God damn it, you know.
Well, that's at least you waited. Bobby Knight had some unusual thing where it was strange, his temper. Remember when he threw that chair across the floor?
Okay.
That wasn't in this country. That was another country.
No, that was here.
No, that was another country.
What?
Yeah, I think he was in Venezuela or someplace.
Are you serious?
I don't know. I'm just making this shit up, man. Just
No, I remember watching it and thinking, wow.
Laura says she'll need to get her high blood pressure meds refilled by August. Yeah, they're not. You know, I would check in.
Tell her I've got 5 or 6 bottles, so you can have them all. I don't even take them.
You don't take them?
No.
I am the worst person in the world about taking pills. There's
I know
only
you
one
said
pill
that.
that I take regularly because I have to, because it hurts if I don't, and that's a heartburn
stomach pill.
pill,
Oh.
whatever you call that. But
Yeah.
I don't even have a choice about that under this insurance. They change it all the time. For 1 year they were like all white. Next year they're all blue. Now they're green.
Yeah. It's always been a meprazole, but
Okay.
you know, you've always had that. That's a generic version of Pepsid or whatever.
I don't know. All I know is I do, most of it works, but like on this last subscription I got, the green one, whatever it is, I find I have to take 2 of them. One doesn't really do the job. So I don't know. And I
That's
have no choice about it. That's
Blood pressure.
a heartburn pill.
Oh, heartburn pill. Okay.
Blood pressure pills probably do work, but I don't take them. The cholesterol pill probably do work, but I don't take them. And the what's the other one I got to take because of the sun? I can't be in the sun, so I got
Oh.
to take this
Yeah, you said
vitamin
D.
Vitamin
D.
D.
You take
pill.
that pill.
I don't take them either.
Yeah, we just go to the doctor to say hi.
I don't even go to the
We
doctor.
don't listen to anything they say. We just, you know.
I don't even go to the doctor anymore. I even told them last time, so I don't want to see a doctor anymore. I just need the prescriptions. They said, well, do you want to see, what's her name, Donna?
Yeah.
So for the last 2 or 3 years, I've been talking to the registered nurse. I don't even see the doctor.
Oh, a nurse practitioner or something?
Yeah.
Well, I think she will.
She's a nurse practitioner.
Yeah, she files the prescriptions, gives them to the doctor. He signs his name to them or something, and then they send it in. And
Yeah.
then it comes to the front door, and Sue puts them in a medicine cabinet. I go, oh, look, more.
Yeah, I know. I don't like the medication thing either, but I think it's important people keep up with like a couple things.
Yeah.
Not like go crazy with everything, but
That's why there's so many ladies
Yeah.
living here without their husbands.
Most of them fell. All the husbands that died
No,
here,
they didn't take their damn
there's a
medicine.
lot of them here that fell,
Yeah.
and they died after they
fail or fail?
Fail.
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 They fail. Okay.
Hey, hillbilly up here.
Craig says the VA is sending me in for MRI this month on that rotator cuff, Skip. We will soon find out whether it is surgery or not.
Oh,
Wouldn't be my
God.
first one. So he's going to the VA for that. So
Here? Now, I don't know anything about the VA, but I can tell you the guys that I've talked to that do go to the VA on a regular basis for different things, they all tell me the one that got in the village is a good one. That's all I know.
yeah, that's all I've heard is the one in the villages is very good.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Well, and Donnie, when he went,
Oh, they found his cancer.
yeah, they found his cancer.
Oh,
And he didn't even go there for that.
Yeah. He had a
But-
spot on his lung and they found it. And yeah.
And they did a little surgery on him and took it off his lung. and the doctor told whoever it was that did his after the surgery
Yeah.
stuff, said, who'd you go to that found this? He told him, he said, he said, I don't know if it's by luck or that doctor's just very, very good, because he said under normal circumstances, nobody would have noticed this till it got to be the size of a dime. And he said, and the type of cancer it is, once it got to the size of a dime, there's nothing they can do except remove your whole lung.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
So did he have just a regular routine chest x-ray?
I don't know what he went in for,
Yeah.
but whatever it wasn't for that.
Yeah, he
But-
went in for something else.
Yeah, they call it an incidental finding. Like
Yeah.
they might be might be x-raying his, maybe he has an aneurysm they were keeping track of in his belly, or maybe it was a
Yeah.
spine x-ray or something, and
I don't
something
really
will
remember
show
what he
up.
went in for. It's probably because he drank too much moonshine.
Oh,
He did. He'd go back to New Orleans where he come from, and every time he'd come back, he'd bring a gallon jug of moonshine. He's always trying to give me a...
thought he had it pickled.
I said, I can't drink that shit,
Like he
man.
made it himself? You mean?
His
Moonshine?
buddies did.
Really?
They lived out in the swamps, you know.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
Billy
wow.
G says all Skip takes is Quaaludes. I
Quaalude.
wished.
What is a Quaalude? Is that like a good drug?
It's like a...
What's
psychedel-
hydrocodone?
It'd be a really good
That's
nerve
a
pill.
pain medication.
I know what it is, but there's something in there that's illegal.
Codeine.
Codeine?
Yeah.
Is it codeine? No.
Yeah, it's codeine that's in the hydrocodone. It's just I think it's a
It's
less...
a mixture. The hydrocodone is a
strong.
mixture of codeine and ibuprofen or whatever.
Yeah. Right.
Whatever's in hydrocodone, or whatever the hell that stuff's called, that's really the only pain medication I've ever taken that actually works.
Yeah, it
Because
does.
it puts you to sleep.
I don't care.
Yeah, it does work for
Yeah.
sure. It's just so darn addicting that...
Wrestler said that Skip just admit
Codeine.
he takes the little blue pills.
Blue pills.
Nope, nothing blue.
Oh, that's the Viagra. Who asked
Yeah.
that?
Wrestler.
Is that so you get a boner?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
And
And,
sometimes it doesn't go down for 4 hours.
A boner for 4 hours?
Yeah, and that's a problem.
What do you do with it?
I don't know. I just know people that work in the. I just know people that work in the emergency department. You get it, but
Okay.
you don't know what to do with it, right?
Well, I think I forgot.
Let's see. Colleen TNC said they fell because they were dizzy from not taking their medication. That could be too, yes.
Who?
But like I said, Craig was, like I said, he was in Spokane and they had snow and I think he slipped on the snow maybe.
Yeah.
Craig the Sailor says, yes, here, and my new primary seems to be pretty awesome. Her name is Dr. Leslie Ball. Oh, okay, Craig, where is Dr. Ball? I've not heard that name.
There's nothing over there. There's nothing over there, honey.
He barks at nothing. He'll see a little lizard somewhere that you don't see, and he'll be barking at that.
Alfonso Smith wants to know what's the biggest town square.
The biggest one? My original guess is Lake Sumter, but I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know the square footage. Because apparently, from what everybody's telling me, that down at Eastport, that's not a square. They call it an entertainment center.
Oh, it's the same way with Sawgrass. They don't call that a square either, but yeah.
Well, Sawgrass is not a square.
Yeah,
It's just a little entertainment
but
center.
they're doing the same thing.
They're doing the same thing.
What?
I don't
So
see it.
if you look at Spanish Springs,
see
Lake
anything.
Sumter, and Brownwood as a square, that's because they are squares, I would say Lake Sumter's the biggest one.
Yeah.
But I don't
But
know
if
that.
you add Eastport, I think Eastport would be the biggest.
Oh.
But they don't consider it a square, I guess. So.
Okay. Yeah, Eastport's pretty good size, and I'm not even sure where you sit there. I mean, last time I've been there 2 or 3 times, they said, well, you bring your chairs, you put them here, you put them over there, you put them up there. I was like, good Lord, where's the square?
Yeah, they're quitting doing that. I've heard people complaining about because at Lake Sumter, when something breaks, one of the chairs breaks, they're not replacing them. So they're
Oh.
getting fewer and fewer chairs. You just bring your own. Just like they do at Sawgrass, you bring your own.
I got my own theory about why that is. Well, I think it might be a good decision to not replace some chairs. Is because people that live here will take their own chair. They have chairs. People that don't live here aren't going to drag chairs over here, I wouldn't think. And people have been complaining about too many outsiders taking up all the parking spots, and we can't go down there and park.
Oh.
I don't know. I mean, when you think about all these complaints, there she goes every day, every Wednesday, same time
Who
she's
is this?
leaving.
Who the lady next door?
No,
Oh,
those are
Marianne?
nice people. They bought that house from my video. I did a video on that house when Bob wanted to sell
Nice.
it. They lived in Philadelphia. She lived not too far from Kensington Avenue, if you know anything about Kensington. Matter of fact, they've been up there, the government's been up there this week investigating Kensington.
Kensington.
It's the biggest drug street
Where?
anywhere in the United States.
In
Philadelphia.
Oh, in Philadelphia.
Downtown
okay.
Yeah.
Philadelphia.
She lived not too
Oh.
far from there, and she wanted to come down here. And anyway, they bought that off of Bob, Heart Attack Bob. He lived right there.
Oh,
And she came down here when they first got it and settled everything. And then Bob, I think, was already gone. He bought the new house down there, so he was already gone. So they're buying furniture and shit like that to go in the house and doing the shopping and whatever. And they were here for a couple of weeks to get things kind of together. So when they came back, they had to sell their house up north. That way they'd have some furniture to sit on. So she was out there in the driveway crying. I said, "What's going on?" I thought something happened. I don't want to go home. I like it here so much. She didn't want to go home.
No.
Yeah. Let's see.
But we don't see them anymore, really.
Laura says if an angle is inside the lanai, it get out on its own, and I think she means the geckos. There's a name for them. Anole.
The funny thing about geckos is I don't think that they're known for their intelligence.
Yeah, that's true. And they should be able to get out on their own if they found a way to get in.
They find their way in by accident.
Yeah.
And on any lanai, when you put the screen in, if you'll notice, there's these crack lines right here, and they're in the lanai, and those are designed so the concrete will crack,
what you chewing?
so it doesn't mess up the rest of the
Oh.
concrete.
Oh, well, just.
And they have them in the lanai too. And I think what happens, the geckos are outside, they're kind of crawling around, they find this little crack, and they kind of squiggle through there. Next thing you know, they're in your lanai, but they don't remember how that got in there. So either you get them
Yeah.
out, and I usually just catch them and throw them out. They're not a big deal. No, they'll bite you, but it's not.
They will?
Yeah, but it's
The
nothing.
little geckos bite?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And if you grab them, their tail comes off.
Oh, I don't.
It scares
I
you
just
to
want
death.
to search them. But I saw one yesterday. It was neon green.
Those are anoids or anoids. I forget how to
Anole.
pronounce. How much?
Anole.
Anoles. Those are actually in Florida. That is the only natural lizard in the state of Florida.
Is that right?
Everything else is evasive.
Anole
Yeah.
Yeah.
They all come in on the banana boats.
with a cannoli.
But the brown ones are they're an invasive species. So let's see.
Oh wow! I saw one yesterday doing this. Whoop! Boom!
Yeah.
Whoop! What
it
is
was
that?
looking for a mate.
Is that what they're doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the male. Same.
Yeah.
Take
And then
me.
what about they do push-ups too?
That's the same thing. It's all ritual.
Oh, okay.
Looking for a
okay.
female.
And Craig
Okay.
says Dr. Ball is at the VA. Okay. Well, that's probably why I haven't never heard of her because I don't go there. He said, I think eventually Eastport is supposed to be the largest. Right now, they're just not a lot there yet. Yeah, in circumference,
Well,
maybe.
Every square was that way when it was new. When we first came here, Brownwood down there, they had food trucks around it. There was hardly no businesses down there, hardly at all. And nobody went down there. Even with the bands playing, nobody hardly ever went down there. And so here we are 10 years later, and you go down there, and it's just a nightmare, especially during snowbird season. You know, you can't park, you can't find a place to. We went down there to the Beer World a couple of times to support JC when he was down there.
Oh yeah.
Good Lord, that parking lot behind there, that huge parking lot,
Yeah.
full,
Really?
totally full.
Is that World of Beer you're talking about on the corner? We go there on Mondays because there's some burger special. I don't know, and Bill likes it, so we always go there on Mondays.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's like $9 for a burger and fries. Is
Oh,
that
I don't
right?
have any
I don't
idea.
know if that's a good deal or not, truthfully.
I don't have
Well,
any
I
idea.
mean, you know,
What do you
most
care?
of
You don't cook.
most of them are charging $13.99 now. So, you know, for a burger and fries. Yeah.
I've tried.
And like I said, the big steakhouse is $20, is what Kevin said, for a burger. The fancy steakhouse.
Price of things is just, I don't know.
Yeah, it is kind of crazy, isn't it?
It's all crazy. All of us crazy. And if I get on the subject, I'm going to get irate because I'm so pissed off about all this because there's no sense in it. And we're being screwed because they've all got the idea of, let's just sit back and wait for a while. Let's see if anybody complains. It's just like the contractors here. I know what it was like when I first come here.
Yeah.
I know what it's like today.
Yeah.
Same contractors started here. I know prices go up every year, but they were here, and today that same contractor is here, doing the same work with the same people, and there's no sense in it.
Do you think it has anything to do with the supplies they get?
It's to see how far I can go.
You don't think it costs
No.
them more to buy wood or buy
Businesses are always trying
something?
to figure out how to make more profit.
It does cost them more.
Because I was just
But
thinking
they
like,
kind of push the envelope to see how much you'll pay.
Yeah.
because like if you go buy wood at Home Depot, there was a period where it was way more expensive to buy wood than it used to be. So if they have to buy that wood to
That was
build your
during
deck,
COVID. They weren't shipping wood. So that's why the prices went crazy. That's why they
So
had
you're
to-
saying now it's
yeah,
shouldn't be that high.
there's nothing in bothering the process of transporting anything here.
Oh my God. Well, I don't know where your head's at.
Where's the transportation problem?
Everything comes by truck.
So where's the problem?
What runs a truck? They're not all Amazon.
Oh,
I do
gas,
know that
gasoline.
prices
buy
go up
gas.
because of some things. But the way it is, the prices here is the same now as it was during COVID. It hasn't changed. Hotels, $75 a night, then it went to $150.
Yeah.
Today, it's $165. I mean, it's just crazy.
Yeah, that's true. They did really go up, the
But
hotels.
if you look at it on the manager side, like Holiday Inn, which I actually talked to him, he says, well, at $165, he said, our room rates now are up 95% than what it was during COVID.
And they're full.
And they're full everywhere you go. They're always full.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's why they stay at that price, because they can.
Oh, and a wrestler.
Yeah, they are expensive. We stop twice, usually on the way back to Madison. Somewhere in Georgia and somewhere in, I think the middle of Illinois maybe. But we probably could go further.
Yeah.
Well, if you're retired and stuff, and if you got the money to go to a hotel, no use to pushing
Yeah, I
it.
know, but God. And I'm on that, I'm not sure if I use kayak or what I use, but I'm looking at it the whole time we're driving. Because you can, Hotel Tonight maybe. There is a site where they post rates for hotels at the last minute.
Expedia.
Like after 6 p.m.
Yeah.
People don't show
Expedia.
up or something.
Yeah.
It could be 150 and then it's like 89.
But
somebody
I,
didn't
I
show up for
found
their
that
reservation.
if you call the hotel itself, you get better rates.
Yeah.
And if there's a problem, you know who to deal with.
Yeah, you're right.
We had that problem once when we went through. I don't know. He used to use a different app for the hotels and whatever. We was traveling in the car, and we had a problem, and the guy that took care of that was in England, and then you had to call somewhere else and everywhere.
Oh.
So I just stick with calling the desk where we're going.
That's usually a good idea.
Yeah. Didn't have as much problem that
I
way.
used to always ask for a corporate rate, I remember. And you just have to keep talking to the people. Say, do you have a corporate rate? Oh, well, what
Yes.
company? Well, it's a small company, so I don't know if it's listed in your book. What about AAA? What about this or that? Is it less to stay in the handicap room? I suppose it's called something else now, probably. But anyway, and sometimes they'll say, yeah, you can use that room because it's not, it's not checked out to anybody yet. So it can be a lot less.
Yeah. And I
You're
always
right.
ask for an upgrade.
And the only reason I
Yeah.
was negotiating when I was working was because I was an independent rep. If the company paid for it, I was kind of like, this is what I'd still try to do that just to help, just to ask. But when you're an independent rep, boy, that made it hard. When the hotels were a lot and gas was a lot because I did so much driving, that really made a difference.
Yeah.
I mean, it really did.
We used to go out to California every week with UPS. It was required that we had to go to the hotel room for so many hours before we could leave again.
Really?
Yeah, that was our requirement. So we have to go to the hotel, and the hotel, we use the same hotel. And we go down there, and I don't know if it's everybody or just me and Tom, I don't know. But every time we go down there, and we did this for years, our hotel room came with a jacuzzi in the room.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Tom calls me up one night. I think he was lying to me because you have no Tom, he's a prankster.
Tom was the guy that he drove with. They teamed it out to California every week.
Oh, so one was the passenger and one was
No, you can't do that, it's against the law. If he's off duty, he's got to be in the sleeper. Unless there's an emergency somewhere, like restroom break or something.
I don't get that.
Yeah, that was the law.
Because he's got to be resting.
Yeah.
It's got to be resting hour.
Yeah,
Oh, I
he's,
see.
he's
I see.
done. He's got to be back there.
I see.
If he's up front, he's got to be on duty. Now, that's one of the changes they made back then. Today, with all this going on, I don't know what changes they've made again. They hire people in Washington that knows nothing about trucking, but they make the rules. It really ticks me off. But anyway, he calls me up once in a room, and I answer the phone, and he says, "Hey," he said, I need a favor, buddy." I knew he said the word buddy. What? He said, well, I got in this jacuzzi. He said, I've never been in here before. He said, you know, once you get in here, you can't get out. That's what I mean you can't get out. He says, there's no steps. Now, as he's talking on the phone, I'm looking at mine,
Oh my gosh.
and I'm looking at him, and he's right, there ain't no steps in there. I said, well, how was he supposed to get out? He said, I don't know, but a fat man can't jump out of this thing. He said, I got to have something to climb out. I said, what do you want me to do, bring you over a ladder? He said, I need you to come over and just help me get out.
Oh my God.
I said, well, I'll do a lot of things for you, Tommy, but I'll tell you the one thing I'm not going to do is I'm not coming over and helping a fat naked guy get out of his jacuzzi.
Me
You
neither.
are screwed.
So what did he do?
I don't know, but I didn't go over there. He got out somehow.
Oh my God.
Maybe he called for room service. I don't know.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Did you when you were driving, do you miss it? Do you miss all the driving?
I miss the driving part and the camaraderie part of people that understand truckers and what we do. But I don't miss the daily ins and outs of UPS's bullshit. And that's what really caused me to quit.
And you were there how many years?
UPS, 14.
And then after that you started your own business?
No, before that.
Oh, before that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So when you retired from UPS, you retired. That was the end.
Yeah.
It was for me.
Yeah.
I didn't want to leave when I did. I wanted to leave at 65. I always said 65 was going to be the date. And it was all about insurance, you know.
But you enjoyed the when
didn't
you were
mind
by
the dri-
yourself in the truck, the over the road.
That's what I did my whole life.
Yeah, you liked
In
that.
some way or another, I was always in a truck by myself. You know, I was never around that many people to talk to. And I think that's the reason why to this day I'm really leery about who I do talk to and what I say, because I don't know you.
Yeah.
I know that guy.
Yeah.
I trust him with my life when I'm back there sleeping. You know,
Yeah,
so.
yeah, absolutely. You
Yeah.
said something once about, I'm sorry, you probably want to read the question.
Oh, that's okay. Like, as long as there's a conversation
Oh,
going on. I don't want
we don't
dead
have any
air.
trouble with that, do we? Well, you said once something about you missed the hum. I remember you saying that, and I thought that's really interesting.
Years ago, when I first started driving a truck, I had an old cab over white. And actually, my dad helped me buy that truck. If it wasn't for him, I probably would never have gotten it. But anyway, I can remember following Denny Schaefer, was a friend of mine that had a truck, and I think Chuck Vest had a truck, a couple of friends of mine. And we were all leased onto the same company. We owned the truck, but we would haul their freight. The company's called Lincoln Freight Lines out of LaPel, Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
And we would haul their freight. We got 65% on a load, and they got 35% for trailer rental because we're pulling their trailer. And that's how that would work.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but if they had a load that nobody wanted because we was going to an area where they didn't really have any what we'd call return freight, it's
Okay.
out of their territory.
Okay.
Sometimes they'd pay us 80% just to get us to take the load down there. And so I took a lot of Florida loads. That's how I came to know a lot about this area down here for years. And then we would deadhead from here up to usually Atlanta area and pick up a return load to get up to the Indianapolis area because there's a lot of freight out of Atlanta. So yeah, I did that quite a bit, but
But the hum, you talked about the hum,
at night,
the sound.
well, at night, you know, they only had AM radio back
Yeah.
then. This is how far back I'm
Yeah,
going.
yeah.
And you could have your window cracked a little bit because nobody had air conditioning back then either.
Okay.
Nobody had power steering back then.
Yeah.
And you could hear the tire in the back just go, and that's what put drivers to sleep is that.
Oh, really?
Oh God, yeah, it hypnotized you just listening to it.
Yeah. But he learned to drive with the damn window down. And so he went to the racetrack, and they were doing demolition derby,
Uh-huh.
right? Demolition derby, you know what that is? When
You
cars
smash
hit each
up
other.
cars and stuff? You
Yeah.
smash them?
He's driving with his arm out the window. I'm thinking, God. Oh, well.
It's not a big deal. There's a car going to hit you. You hit, you pull your arm in there, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
like you know
if
it's
you know
coming.
if it's going to
Yeah.
happen.
Laura said she stayed at Town Place Suites in Spanish Springs last Wednesday and Thursday for $102 per night. AAA discount and Marriott Bonvoy discount.
Tom's place.
Town Place Suites in
Town place.
Oh,
in Spanish
Town.
Springs. Yeah, that's a good price, Laura.
Yeah.
I don't
Really?
know if it is or
Oh,
not.
butterfly,
102?
look.
Oh yeah.
That's my angel.
They usually get on my head.
He comes here every Wednesday.
They're so sweet. I have one too.
But yeah, 102. I think that's pretty good. You know, with the discounts, and we had AAA. We've got AARP, And we've got cards from all of these
Yeah.
places. So if you stay so many nights, you get free ones.
Yeah.
We never stay that long.
Yeah, that's
but like I said, the times that we did get a free room. But yeah.
The thing that's kind of neat when you get old, like you are, is you can look back
he
in
was
your
talking to you, not me, right?
You.
Why are you talking to? Why? Are
because
you,
you're old. You just don't ever want to admit it.
you're really hurting my feelings.
Okay.
Kettle and
What
black.
feelings? You ain't got no feelings. You're from Wisconsin.
Sue,
Wisconsin
tell him
don't
that
have any
that's
feelings.
Very not the thing to say to a woman.
Oh, he knows that.
You're right next door to another state that has no feelings at all either, Minnesota.
I don't.
You and Minnesota are a lot alike. You
I
both-
don't have anything to do with Minnesota.
Minnesota.
I go to Mayo Clinic though. That I like.
Wisconsin.
Yeah.
No, actually, Wisconsin and Minnesota are very much alike, except for the
I know they
hubs
are.
of hubs of population.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, that's the difference.
like Madison is like 28 square miles surrounded by reality. That's what one of our
That's a nice way to put it.
that's what one of our governor, I think the governor said that or somebody said it, but it always stuck. Maybe Tommy Thompson said that. I can't remember. But it's very true.
Yeah.
Madison is completely different than if you go 5 miles outside of Madison and then it's like Indiana.
Minneapolis
I mean,
is
in a
that
good way,
way.
you know?
When we were going up to North Dakota, we kind of got through there and went up that way. And we got to Minneapolis, and there was a lot of construction stuff downtown.
yeah.
Two things that struck us when we got there. One, the construction was just a nightmare.
Yeah.
Nobody knew anything.
Yeah.
I mean, you get off the highway, and then there's no signs telling you where to go. We turn left here? What do I do? You know, everybody was that way. And then the other one was, what else was it? The buildings up that highway. I guess your apartments. Remember we both talked.
There was one building, I don't know what it was, but it was phenomenal, and I wanted to find out because I wanted to look it up and see what it was.
In Minneapolis?
Yeah, because we was on the interstate.
Oh, you said
and I said, and they had, they were talking about closing a bridge, so we hurried to get across before they closed that bridge.
Oh.
But like I said, down below, you could see all these buildings, and there was one down there. It looked like it was brick, and it had like a solarium on one side of it, and it's just a lot of neat architecture, and I never did find out what that building was.
I wonder, you could see it from the interstate.
Yeah, but like I said, I wanted to look it up, and there's no signs telling you, I didn't know where I was at, so it was very hard to do.
Alfonso
Evil.
Smith wants to know if he can set up water barrels out of the gutter system during the drought. Well, I don't know about the drought, if there's an exception for that, but I can tell you, having water barrels, people that's done it around here, they've made them take them down.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
against the rules.
I would check, check
You mean
with
collecting rain?
Yeah, a lot of people, they'll where the gutters are at.
Well, why would that be against the rules?
Because
if
it
you can
is. It's a rule.
if you can see it.
But if you hide the barrel behind a bush that nobody can see
Oh,
from the
I
street.
see. I guess it's
Yeah.
unattractive.
Or if it's in the backyard or something like
Yeah, put it
that,
in the
then
back.
nobody cares. But they want everything very.
Yeah, uniform.
Yeah, very uniform. So, well, we are at that point. So,
Oh, I thought we were going to go another hour.
okay, nope, not another. Oh, he said if I could hide the drums in the back of a nice fenced-in system, if I could hide the drums in the back
First
of
of
a
all,
nice,
you can't have a fence.
you can have something that's ornamental, a fence that's ornamental, and that's it. It can't be tied to anything.
I don't know if I'd want to do
Can't
that or
be
not.
tied
But
to
hey, not my house.
Oh,
You can do
and-
anything you want until somebody complains.
Yeah. Denise said last year she stayed in Marriott Town Place for 1 month, and it cost $138 a night. So it has come down.
To
So,
where?
At the Town Place Suites. It's Marriott.
I don't know.
It's
I
in
just
Spanish
sometimes
Springs.
wonder whatever happened to that $65 a night thing.
Well, that ain't happening. Anyhow, we are to
You
that
see,
point
you see
now.
that bush right there? That big one right there? And these trimmed up again, but that great big one,
Yeah.
the bottle brush, I bought that and it was this tall.
Really?
Yeah, I bought it at Home Depot.
What's that called?
That's
Bottle
a bottle
brush.
brush.
Bottle brush.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they've got two different kinds. They've got
really
kind that
healthy.
look like a weeping tree, and then they've got the kind that was a bush.
Oh.
But it has the red bottle brushes on
I
it.
bought that tree at the same time I bought those things. They both came in these little bitty pots.
Yeah.
There was 4 of them. Now we're down to 2 because of the freeze.
Wow.
Eventually they'll die too, and I'll just cut the whole thing out. But
Well, it's time to call Chano. Let's see.
you got to
Well-
know her. Well, we got to call somebody. Need to call the
we
dog
calling?
person.
Chano's who does. He's the one that trims our bushes since Kit
Oh,
can't be out in the
Chano. I
sun
see.
anymore. So I have to have somebody do the yard, somebody cut the bushes, that kind of thing. So, but Chano does all the bushes and a lot of times he throws in the trees. He doesn't like doing trees.
Yeah.
But he will every once in a while. I say he likes Skip, so he'll throw in a tree or so.
Yeah, we drink beer together.
He's a nice guy.
That's nice.
Anyhow, no, you don't want my big ziti recipe.
Buddy, what are you barking at? Buddy,
What's going on this weekend?
stop it.
Monday, May the 11th, is a free event. It's Spotlight on Broadway at the Savannah Center. It's the Village Tappers and Friends. So it's a lot of tap dancing. A great program, and it's
Buddy.
free. It's Monday, May
He
11th.
sees a bird or
There's
something.
nothing there.
He barks at nothing.
I'm sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you.
That's okay. Monday, May 11th at 3 p.m. and Tuesday, May 12th at 6 p.m. And that's at the Savannah Center.
You're good.
We got another free one. It's the Asian Cultural Performers and Pacific Paradise Dancers are teaming up for a special Mother's Day performance. It's 6 to 8:30 Friday p.m. at Colony Cottage Rec Center, and it's free to attend. I'd kind of like to see that. Today, Scooter the DJ is at Edna's on the Green. Scooter's Dance Party. It's from 12 to 3 today at Edna's on the Green.
I haven't been there yet.
Thursday, you haven't been to Edna's? You have to go down there.
Edna's?
Yeah. Thursday's Camp Village's info session is from 10 to 12 at Colony Cottage Rec Center. And Friday night is the car show from 5 to 8 at Lake Sumter Landing.
Ooh.
And that's all I got. So,
What kind of cars do they have usually?
well, they didn't say this time it was from the Classic Car Club, so I'm not sure what they're having. It didn't say.
Say goodbye, everybody.
Okay.
Goodbye,
Bye,
everybody.
Thanks, Wrestler, and all you other moderators out there. Really appreciate
Love
you.
y'all.